Hi friends, welcome back to my channel, and this is Veeam 13 full course, and this is part 12th video in this series. So in today's session we are going to learn how to configure a backup job in Veeam Backup and Replication step by step with the complete labs and labs demonstration. So backup copy is one of the most important feature in Veeam when it's come to data protection, disaster recovery and long-term backup strategy. So in this session we are going to cover everything in detail: what is backup job is, backup copy job is, what is why this is important, how it's work in the background, immediate and periodic copy modes, and GFS retention policy also we are going to discuss. We will see the benefit, we will discuss basically benefit, limitation, best practices and security consideration, and finally we are going to do a step by step implementation in our lab. So let's get started. So the very first and basic question, what is backup job is? So a backup job is in Veeam used to create a second copy of your existing backup. This means you already have a primary backup job running. Backup copy just takes those backups and create another copy of backups. So this second copy can be stored on any another backup repository, on a remote storage, on a NAS, SMB share, or and the offsite location. So we are going to save on SMB share which we have created in last video. So on a simple terms, it ensure that if you have a primary backup which is lost, you still have another copy available on your secondary backup location. So two modes of backup jobs, backup copy jobs. There are mainly two modes. So immediate copy. So this basically copies backups as soon as they are created. Work almost like a real near real-time replication, best for environment where quick copy is required. Periodic copy backup basically copies backup on the based on schedule, useful for controlled environment, help to manage bandwidth uses during the production or backup hours. So now why backup copy jobs are important? So basically if you have all your backup stored in one location, there is a serious risk hardware failure can destroy all your backup storage. Basically ransomware can encrypt all your files. Site level disaster can wipe everything in your data center. So backup jobs solve this problem. So create a second copy of backups, store in different location, follow the industry standard which is 3 to 1 backup rules. So how it's work in the background, let's understand how it's work basically internally. So primary job backup jobs run at the first, restore points are created, and backup basically backup copy jobs reads these restore points and copy data on to the secondary repository and apply the retention at GFS policy. So this works independently but depends on the primary backup jobs basically. So let's understand backup copy job supports GFS. So let's discuss this. GFS means grandfather, fathers and relation basically. So this means long-term backup retention. This allow basically long-term backup retention, weekly backup, monthly backup, yearly backup. So example, you can do daily restore point for 7 days, weekly backup for 4 weeks, and then monthly for 12 months. So this is very important for compliance, audit and long-term retention. Now let's understand this with the real practical scenario for real life example. So imagine a company where all backup are stored at a local repository. Infrastructure is located in single office. Now suppose ransomware attack happens, all your storage device will or your storage devices are going to fail. So all your backup are going to be lost due to storage failure or ransomware attack. So but if you have a backup copy job configured, or a second backup exists on another location, offsite location basically, and can be restored quickly as per when you need it. So this ensure business continuity, disaster readiness and protection against the cyber threat. So these are the basically benefit for backup jobs. So data redundancy is going to be there, and offsite backup capabilities, disaster recovery readiness, protection from ransomware, and long-term retention using GFS. So limitation and consideration, you can think about require additional storage, since this need to copy a location backup to remote location, and consume network bandwidth, slightly delay in backup copy operations, and require proper planning for to set up a backup uh, copy jobs. And this is if you discuss about the basically best practices and security consideration, always use separate repository for backup copies, and prefer offsite storage, not in the same data center or same location. Enable GFR's retention for your remote copies or backup copies. Use high speed network. Monitor your backup jobs copy jobs regularly, and perform restore testing also from the remote basically backup copy jobs. And security consideration, use secure credential, restrict repository access, protect from ransomware, and use immutable storage if possible. So now basically this is my lab environment. So I got my domain controller up and running, Veeam server, one Hyper-V, and 3 vCenter node cluster on VMware, and I got my vCenter server appliance. So this is the same demo environment which we are using since last videos. So let me go ahead and create backup copy job. So this is my backup job, and let me show you the repository. So this backup job is basically configured on local repository, which is my D drive in our case. So let me go next, and these are the two virtual machine which is part of this backup job. And let me show you. So this is the repository where I am taking backup of this virtual machines. Now I'll go ahead and create a backup copy job. So this is going to be a image level backup. So click here, and then let me call it, let's say VMware VMs, let's say a DC2 backup copy, and underscore VMware VMs. Click, and these are the modes, so immediate copy or periodic. So I'll go with the immediate copy, which is going to be mirroring. So, and next I'll schedule. You can add repository also, and even you can add your backup job. So better to add backup jobs as per my understanding. So I'll go ahead with the backup jobs. So this is my backup job which I want to put on replication. So click next, and then from here you need to select the location. So backup repository, I'm selecting my DC2 remote backup job, and you can set the retention also depending on your requirement. And this is very important to configure. Basically GFS retention policy is not configured, so I'll go ahead and configure this and click on configure. So I'll go with the 4 weeks backup, let's say monthly backup for maybe for 12 months as per compliance, and yearly backup I'm going to take, let's say 7 years. So this is what my GFSR backup is configured, and click next. And now this is going to be a through direct, or if you have any through built-in WAN escalator, you can select also. So I'll go with the direct option. Click next, and if you want to select any specific time, since this is a remote backup, you want to limit any duration, you can do that also. So I'll go with the anytime continuous backup replication. So click on apply, and now enable this job when I click finish. So this job is basically going to be enabled, and this is the source, and this is backup copy, and this is my backup copy name. So I'll click on finish. So now if you see here, this is your backup jobs, and here you will get one more option where you will see your backup copy jobs basically. So you can see the current status is stopped, and we don't have any backup copy running. So you can see here nothing to process. So let me go ahead and sync now. So if I click on sync now, So it will ask you backup jobs maybe process all existing restore point with the latest available restore point also. So that's fine. I'll go ahead and click on all. So now this will start doing the backup copy basically to my repository, which is on remote location. So on the local machine I have a repository. I have these files you can see here inside the backup. These all backups are sitting 26 gig approx. And let me go to my remote location now just to show you. So here this is my path. So this is my backup location. So as of now there is nothing, the folder is completely empty. So now let me see this. So you can see this is in so target was not available. So so it will basically retry again. So let's wait, unable to access. So it will retry again. So retry is 1 is done out of 6. So it will try to access again the folder. So this folder was not available due to my host reboot. So now once this is available, it will start taking the copy again. So let's wait for some time and see if the retry works in this backup copy. So this is also one of the important thing. If your somehow your remote location is not available, remote repository is not available, it's going to wait and until 6 tries basically by default. And once the remote repository is available, it will go ahead and start the backup copy. So let me show, just verify here. So backup repository you can see unavailable. So let me go ahead and refresh this to see if this get recovered. So now repository is found, and this should be good now. So now everything looks good here. My repository is accessible now. Backup job should copy job should start working normally. So let's verify. So still not yet started, it will take some time. So now you can see it's building the virtual machine list and job has started again. So now this will here you can see now the copy jobs is showing full. So because it's going to copy basically all the full backup and their incremental backup, so this is going to take some time. So I'm going to pause recording here. Once the backup job is started and start processing the data, I'll resume from there. So now if you see data copy has started and almost 6% is already completed. So if I double click on this, let me show you. So you can see here both virtual machine backup copy is running and almost 5 gig is already transferred. Now if I go to this location, backup copy location, you should be able to see the basically a folder name with the same name with the backup copy job, and inside this you should be able to see your basically backup files. Then you have a backup copy name, basically backup job name. Inside the backup copy folder, you will get your backup name, backup job name folder, and then you will get your all the files inside this. So you can see here the full backup is coming, and then we have an basically metadata which is coming here. So this will take some time to get the all the data transferred. So I'm going to pause the recording here. Once the data transfer is completed, I'll resume from there. So now you can see this copy job is completed successfully. I'll go ahead and click on close, and now you see here backup copy and status is stopped and last result is successful. So this is how you can monitor. So if I go here, you can check 26 gig of data is transferred and it took approx 5 minutes. And let me show you. Now we have under the backup we have one more place which is a desk copy. So you will see here now we have backup setting at this copy location also, which is our remote basically repository. So now we have a backup sitting here also. And now let me go ahead and try to show you one more thing. Let me run the backup copy now. So now once the backup copy is completed, our backup copy is configured to run on immediate basis. So as soon as backup copy has basically a new uh, incremental backup, it will start the data copy to the backup copy location also, which is our secondary repository. So let me go here and show you. So backup job is running. You can see here 0% completed. So let's wait for this to start and complete, and then we'll monitor the backup copy job also. So let's wait here. So it's detecting the backup. So started. Now it's processing the virtual machine, so it will go ahead and create a snapshot, and once the snapshot is created, it will take the incremental backup for our virtual machines. So currently we have basically three incremental backups, so this is going to be a fourth incremental backup. So 1, 2 and 3 incremental backup and one full, and for VM2 also we have 1, 2 and 3 backup, and then we have one full backup. So this is good. Now let's wait for this to get finished. So now CBT is enabled, which is with CBT it's taking the basically incremental backup. Now you can see the data transfer is also started. So almost 90 MB already transferred. So let's wait for this. You can see incremental date backup job is completed, and it transferred approx 1.4 gigabit GB data. So now I'll click OK, and now you can see this is on stop state, and backup copy job, you can see it automatically get started, and this says in running, and the status is last running in 1 minute ago. And if I click here, you should be able to see this is our backup name, backup job name, and you can see it's started approx 30 seconds back, and now it's going to transfer your data, whatever data is there inside that last incremental copy. So you can see already approx 1 terabyte 1.4 GB data is transferred. So this is going to take some time. So let me show you now. So this is our basically a remote DC2 remote SMB repository where we are trying to copy our data through backup copy job. And now you can see we got incremental file here for both the virtual machines created, and now you can see status is also completed, I guess. So you can see the job is completed successful. So now this is automatically stopped now, and you can see here around 1.4 GB data is transferred, which was the exactly last backup size also. So you can see here. So this is how you can basically configure your backup copy job. So in this session we have learned how to basically what is backup copy job is, why this is important, how it's work, and step-by-step lab configuration. Also we have seen how to configure GFS retention policy, best policy, and security. And thank you for watching. Please subscribe me for more videos, and if you have any query, any question related to this, you can always post me my given mail IDs. Thank you once again. Bye bye.